keep it.
Okay, we're not really sure what Harrison is playing, who's on the right side of your screen, but we know it is Esper. Mardu Agro on the left, that would be Audrey. And we're ready to go Badlands into Cabal 30.
Okay. Well, I have to name the card first.
We're off to a good start.
I know there's like a force at least, but...
Yeah. There you go. You got a brainstorm.
All right. Well, Brainstorm is named. Swamp, Polluted Delta, Lorien revealed, Force of Will, Flooded Strand, and Brainstorm rather goes into the trash. So Harrison almost messed that one up, but I think we're good. Cabal Therapy took out a Brainstorm. Flooded Strand pass.
Meticulous Archives are now on the stack.
Yep. Flux, sorry, one second. Therapy?
Really? All right.
Force of Will.
I hate that I drew another one.
Oh, nice. Go ahead.
Okay, so Force of Will named, 2 forces taken out of the hand. There was only one a moment ago, but big hit there by Audrey. Past the turn. Things not going well for Harrison already. Maybe a little bit of nerves playing on camera. Revealed the cards a little bit too early for Cabal Therapy number 1. Gets rocked with Cabal Therapy number 2. Here's a Meticulous Archive to surveil. Ulysses says thought scenes without life loss and flashback scenes pretty good. Yeah, they're power creeping it all. Have you seen this card, Cabal Therapy?
Archive trigger.
We should have just stuck with Duress. Did we really need Cabal Therapy? Wizards, what are you doing? Power creep.
Hey, Delta, don't pass.
Polluted Delta pass the turn back to Audrey. Also, if you're new around here, half the show is complaining about power creep. That's half the show. We Legacy players whine about power creep like you wouldn't believe. All right, here's Shadowy Backstreet.
You already won, Herman?
I'll say wait.
Like, all the cards we've seen so far are, like, from before 2005, but still, power creep.
Oh, Mill, the waste.
What about the play patterns? Me, the captain, shows up in the chat. At least half, yeah. Confirmed. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. There's a new card.
Pass.
I will.
Hobbs absolutely right. Half the show complaining about power creep, half the show complaining about the wrong tokens. Oh my goodness. Are you for real right now? Speaking of wrong tokens,
I will pass the turn.
this may be the worst one so far. Well, there's Tamio on Harrison's side. I think after seeing Audrey's token, we can't help but to root for Harrison here. Look at that Goblin Shaman. What is that? A Khans of Tarkir Goblin? Swords on Tamio.
It's exile.
Yeah. Goes to the Shadow Realm.
All right, Tamio gets swords. Is put into exile. Discarding Lauren of the Third Path to Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Attack with the Goblin Shaman. Make a treasure. Oh, man, the life totals went into the glare.
A second main. Play a Wasteland. Amped Raptor.
Amped Raptor. Okay, we're rocking now. Amped Raptor, recently banned in Modern, right? I'm like, wait, was it? Orcish Bowmaster, now for Audrey, will be an annoyance for sure. There's the other Flooded Strand. Okay, Harrison expressing frustration. It's common wondering when we get a custom 90s MTG token set. You know, we'll make a 90s MTG token set when I'm positive it'll sell out immediately. And I'll become rich. Until then, I'm procrastinating.
We'll play Caracas.
Okay.
We'll attempt some Prismatic Pending with Tamio.
I'm not going to the post office, guys. Come on.
Yeah, she's dead.
Busy.
Lobby and exile. Like,
Yeah,
dead in my heart.
10 your eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Harrison has fetched a Tundra. And maybe Supreme Verdict could be a big play here. I don't know if that's an option we have. I think we would have slammed it on the table if that was the case. What does Harrison have?
I'll play it fine. Yep.
All right, passing it back to Audrey. They had nothing. Okay, just fetch the Tundra and pass the turn. Fable of the Mirror Breaker ticks up to 3. Becomes Reflections of Kiki Jiki. Audrey could fire off a waste here, hit that Meticulous Archive. I like that.
I'll tap. I'll float light.
Move to combat.
Okay. In response, I'll use the Whites of Swords, Bowmaster.
We won.
Okay, Bowmaster gets swords before combat.
Yep.
Take 5. 2 for this.
Okay, sounds fine.
I'll pass.
I believe Harrison dropped to 11. Nope, looks like 9. Little hard to see that. Sorry, everybody.
It's fine.
Staff of the Storyteller. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I was looking at this deck. It looks very
Don't have a spirit.
Harry Houdini has arrived. 90s MTG After Dark. Yeah, why not, Harry?
Lots of questions.
Some of my deck in here.
Yeah.
Okay, Harrison has the correct spirit token.
Which part of it?
It's a good amount, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Surveil?
yeah. I have like, what, 5 cards? 2, yeah.
What is going on? What is happening right now?
Again.
Yeah. It's-
That's fine.
I was like, where's my other
Playing
basics?
my deck.
Huh?
You're playing the deck that I was playing, I guess.
Pretend this is, oh, you have a spirit.
No, I have it. I have it.
Perfect.
Okay, that was Audrey's spirit token, apparently.
And I will pass the turn.
You are at 9.
You know, we talk a bit on this channel about how to up your game. People get lost in, like, what deck should I be playing? Should I play the tier 1 deck? Should I have this specific card in my sideboard? You're going to play a deck like this Esper mid-range deck with Staff of the Storyteller and try to, like, grind out games. You can't spend, like, a full minute just dropping Staff of the Storyteller past. You got to pick up the pace.
The ward. If it wants to target.
If that's a tip I have for this game, that is one right there. All right, Harrison's going to scoop it up. It sounds like we're going to game 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was.
Oh, yeah. That's a significant.
All right. Okay, so Harrison forgot cards in the main deck were in the sideboard, apparently. That's what we were waiting for there. Well, that's not good either. That's not good at all. But,
So this is the Thespian stage.
Put it back, shuffle. Well, now see if you want to keep the hand.
oh boy, we already saw. Drew 8 cards instead of 7. Oh, man. All right.
Okay, and then I'll attack you for 3.
Yep, I'm down to 34.
I'll get you 1 dead. I'll say go.
This is what happens when I'm on camera. I'm just like, I don't.
Center yourself.
All right. Getting ready for game 2. You know, I do chat with a lot of the local players, and you know, at this point, most local players that consistently come to events have at some point been 2-0 or whatever, and get a on-camera match, and some of them get nervous and they make mistakes. It's not a big deal. Planes pass the turn. They know all of you fine people are watching, and they don't want to disappoint. Scrubland, Cabal.
Oh, I have to name a card if you
I will respond by cycling.
That's fine.
And then.
Okay, Lorien Revealed is going to get Island Cycled in response to a Cabal Therapy to start game 2.
Name.
And I'm getting a basic.
I will ponder.
Yep.
I'm in brainstorm.
Okay, Brainstorm is named with the Cabal Therapy. Orcish Bowmaster, Hydroblast, Ponder, Scrubland, Swords to Plowshares. Not a bad hand for Harrison. Hydroblast most likely came in with sideboarding. I believe Audrey does have this list posted in our Discord server. Audrey's been crushing with this deck, so definitely check that out if you're curious.
I will.
Been crushing. Won a dual land last weekend with it.
Play Ponder.
Yep, go for it.
All right, here's a Ponder.
Yeah, because I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah. Oh, game.
I don't have a
Okay.
answer to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Or no. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. I saw the Murktide, and I saw the blue and white lands, and then I saw the Murktide.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out.
Again, talking about pacing, you know, grinding games to a victory with decks like this Esper deck. That Ponder needs to take about like 25% of the time that just took just now. And I'm not saying this to be critical of Harrison. These are just things that I feel most people overlook when they're trying to up their game. You know, like, yeah, I would have made top 8, but I got a draw in round 2. Yeah, you got to hurry up. It's a very real thing. Here's Marsh Flats.
And I will pass the turn.
I have a stupid question. Can I consign?
All right, passing the turn back to Harrison.
Okay, so you should ask somebody who's more knowledgeable than me, but my understanding of what happens with Esper is if you try to
There's a basic swamp for Harrison now. Hit the basic land trifecta, I guess.
Okay.
You are correct.
yeah.
And we'll just try to do it again.
If you start, because the Dark Depths looks whether it has any counters or not.
Yeah.
There's no counters. You consign it.
Okay, the players are discussing a match at the adjacent table, so we'll lower the volume on that. Not to confuse everybody. So there's a Cabal Therapy in Audrey's yard that could be used at a later time. There is a Bowmaster on the way down.
But I can't stifle the.
It's fun.
Yeah. I can't
you?
stifle the Pismian stage copy.
No, because it's an activated ability. Well, you can stifle it. Yeah.
You can stifle it, but you can't. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Play a planes.
Okay, there's a Plains. There could be an opportunity here to flashback Cabal Therapy second York Army, which of course is replaceable if Harrison draws an extra card. Thoughts, Use?
Yeah. I will play my Bowmasters.
Yep.
And then I'll target your Bowmasters.
That's fine.
Okay, Bowmaster, your Bowmaster. We've seen that play before.
Is good?
So this would be turbo.
Okay, Harrison's hand is revealed. Brainstorm, Force of Will, Hydroblast, Scrubland, Swords to Plowshares. There's a Thoughtseize resolving now. This is not Cabal Therapy.
That's the one with text.
Scrubland, plow, hydroblast.
It really depends what Audrey has in hand here. The hand seems difficult to choose which card without knowing Audrey's hand. I don't think we'll see Brainstorm get taken. Yeah, Swords feels like the most likely card, because at least with Force you get a 2-for-1. Hydroblast can't hit a Johnny. This is why I was talking about Audrey's hand. So there's a Johnny.
Trigger. The cat.
Yep.
I'll sacrifice the cat to flashback Cabal Therapy. Trigger for the Ajani.
Just looking at the stack.
And a Johnny will become a Planeswalker after sacking the cat to Cabal Therapy. Hydroblast is gone. I like that play a lot. There was no opportunity for Harrison to Hydroblast in response because the blue is tapped. Maybe Harrison should have tapped differently. Hard to say. Scrubland comes down.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah, the Hydroblast would have worked on the flip to Johnny before Cabal Therapy resolved because Ajani becomes red and white, I believe. Yeah, red and white.
Then Ajani.
Okay, a second copy of Ajani now. That's going to get force pitching Brainstorm. I don't think Audrey cares about that.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'll move to combat. Attack with this guy.
In response, keep watching the Wandering Emperor. Alright, good luck.
Wandering Emperor, yes.
The Wandering Emperor, not too bad. Okay, that's a good card to flash in. Audrey's attacking with a cat token. Wandering Emperor just got flashed in, so we might have a Planeswalker battle here.
Silence?
Yeah. I'll go to 19.
Wandering Emperor is going to exile the cat.
Right.
The Wandering Emperor might actually be difficult for Audrey to beat. We're going to see how this plays out, but... Audrey was in the chat saying it might have been better to pump the army and then beat the cat that way. Then next turn they could make the samurais.
Drop this on the work arms.
Sure.
Okay, plussing the Wandering Emperor now. The Orc army will get another +1/+1 counter. But not from a mass. Very interesting. Arid Mesa gets cracked by Audrey now. So Ajani has 3 loyalty. I believe the Wandering Emperor has 2 right now. 2/2 Orc army. A cat made by Ajani.
I will take up.
Don't think Audrey cares much about the Bowmaster. There's Felia, Exuberant Shepherd.
18.
I have you at 21.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's 20.
20. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see Harrison's life total. Could Harrison be at 20? Is that possible? It looks like 20. I'm unclear.
Okay.
Oh, I guess there was life gained from the Wandering Emperor, right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Poly army.
That's what it was. The Wandering Emperor gained life, gains 2 life. Wandering Emperor just gets KO'd after a Swords removes the Orc army. Bowmaster didn't block. Just let the Wandering Emperor die.
I'll pass. We'll pass turn.
Plus, with a +1/+1 counter on the cat.
Okay, so a Thoughtseize is a swing and a miss, but that's okay. Audrey's happy to see an empty hand. Big attack coming in.
Yeah. I have 8 cards in hand.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
2 cats and a 1/1 Orc army on Audrey's side.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then I get to see your deck as well.
Yep.
I wanted to keep this for obviously, but I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to discard. Yeah. So you'll know I do have the town
Another
to
cat.
there.
Okay, Johnny makes another cat. Another attack.
Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't realize that Sajiri the Wasteland was a card. It makes sense that it would be.
Okay, another Bowmaster comes in for Harrison. Ping the Orc army, it dies.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's been
We say
minimize
3.
this.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. Orc army chump blocks. 2/3/3 Orc cats were attacking. Ah, there's my hand fixing the life totals. Haha. I got it, folks.
Thank you.
There's Staff of the Storyteller. Okay. That could make things better for Harrison. Little by little. Draws a card.
1 Dark Depths, 2 Stage,
1 Dark Depth, 2 Stage.
Light from the Loam, Path, and a Night.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
It looks like Harrison has 2 cards in hand. Just a basic Swamp open right now, right below me, right here. Staff of the Storyteller is tapped. 1/1 Spirit, 2 Bowmasters. Audrey with 2 3/3 cats and a 2/2 cat. Johnny's going to go up to 7 loyalty, put some counters on everybody. Big attack about to come in.
Thank you for 11.
Yep.
Audrey pointing out that it's possible. I mean, we don't even have to know the deck. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was playing against Harrison and I knew nothing about this deck, I would be very careful of board wipes. There's Fable of the Mirror Breaker. There were a couple of chump blocks there. Seems like it's possible Harrison's setting up a board wipe here. That could explain some of the plays. Urza Saga comes in. Okay.
I'm going to attempt to.
These cats are going to hit really hard. You're going to need more than Urza Saga. That's for sure.
3, 2, 4, 3, 4, 3. So this is 13 damage.
Draw.
Yeah, 2 of the cats are already 4 power. 1 of them is 3 power. And then the Khanza Tarkir Goblin is actually a Goblin Shaman made by Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That's going to be the match. Audrey with the beatdown. GG's. GG's. All right, so we got to see a little bit of that Cats deck in action. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Keep things moving along. Which match next? Twitch chat will vote. Let's see what we have in the queue. Your options will be Dark Depths versus Esper Tempo. Esper Tempo has been a deck that has been hot in our local metagame. Other options will be Grixis Control versus Esper Tempo, or Mono Red Stompy versus Cradle Control. You have 1 minute. Get your vote in. Get your vote in, everybody. Our Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. It's where we're all hanging out. It's where deck lists get posted. A lot goes on in there. We also have a Patreon, which you can join for free. Calamity says, what's a cradle? Talk about Gaia's Cradle. Not sure if that message was a joke or not, but some people watching genuinely are not sure sometimes. I take that for granted. Cradle Control is a Zenith Natural Order deck with Gaia's Cradles. And it's not really a control deck, but that's a conversation for another time. Whenever I mention that, I get comments that are like, actually, it controls... It doesn't control much of anything. Let's be honest. Almost out of time. Dr. Pepper contributed 1,400 channel points. We're doing Red Stompy versus Cradle Control. This should be fun. This should be fun. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes with these deck names, like, people try to be cute. But for me, trying to, like, run a channel where whatever percent of the audience are new to Legacy, and I'm saying Cradle Control, it just like throws everybody off and is not very helpful. And don't get me started about Mississippi River. Just don't even get me started. We're just not even going to discuss it. All right, diving into the next match.
missed Legacy while I was gone. Did I miss anything fun while I was not in New York?
Almost certainly.
All right, joining us for the first time in a while is Lee on the left with Mono Red Stompy, and on the right, joining us for the first time in a while, is Steven with Cradle Control. Both of these players respected and we enjoy their company in our community. They are friends. And this may be the first time they face off on cam, so this should be fun. Both of them very nice people that I get excited to see when they're around. Fun to hang out and catch up. Players drawing up hands. Not sure who's on the plate.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It's all good. It's all good.
Try it, sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, both players kept 7. I don't think they knew what each other were on. Verdant Catacombs, City of Traders, Simian Spirit Guide, Magus of the Moon. All right, coming in hot.
Did it in my turn.
Making the smart play here, fetching in response to the Magus. And most likely finding a basic forest so we can function at least a little bit on Steven's side. Steven, it looks like going for the unglued forests. Oh, going for the mortuary. Okay. I guess I didn't expect that. Gonna surveil. Well, I guess if you have the basic forest in your hand, then you're good. We did see Steven pick up the hand to double check that, maybe. Oh, there were 2 basics in hand? All right, so that makes more sense then. So surveil makes sense here. It's probably a little bit bigger on your screen than it is on mine, so Twitch chat and the YouTube comments probably saw that a little bit better than I did. But that makes a lot of sense. There's the basic forest, so Steven is in the clear. Magus of the Moon not doing too much damage then. One of the Moto double face red lands comes in. It's not Shatter Skull smashing. It's a different one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Is that Volcanic Fissure? I'm not sure.
7.
Keen-Eyed Curator, one of my favorite cards from Bloomborough. It was Volcanic Fissure. Okay. Folks, memorize every version of every card, and then you can be on my level. On my level. These people wish. Broadside Bombardiers comes in. All right, 2 damage comes in to Steven. Keen-Eyed Curator cannot block. Broadside Bombardiers has Menace. The Menace mechanic was such a mistake.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll keep them.
Cool.
Good luck.
You as well.
Dryad Arbor is a mountain, but it's still a creature, and it's still a 1/1. Doesn't take away the fact that it's a creature. I think its color identity becomes red, though. Well, I don't think I know. Here's another Broadside Bombardiers.
Good combat.
Flashing and Endurance. All right, we might say a Bombardiers die in combat unless Lee takes out the Endurance before blocks.
Yep.
Which he can do with the Broadside Bombardiers boast ability. Seems like that's not the plan. It seems like Steven's going to triple block a Bombardier. Oh, thinking about it. How can this go horribly wrong for Steven? Is what Steven's thinking about right now. And what I think most of us watching are thinking. All right, so just a double block with the Raccoon and the Endurance on a Broadside Bombardiers. We're going to sacrifice the blocked, it looked like, to kill the Keen-Eyed Curator, which could potentially become a 7/7 later and be trouble. Another Shatter Skull comes in. That's 2 Shatter Skulls and a Volcanic Fissure. Pass the turn.
Went the distance.
Yeah, block with all 3 wasn't great.
Oh, for real?
There's Gaia's Cradle. Makes 2 mana. Oh, well, there's a moon on the board, so it doesn't make 2 mana. Never mind. Never mind.
Pass turn.
I got excited to see Gaia's Cradle from the mistake set Urza's Saga, which Wizard still hasn't apologized to me personally about. All right, Zenith for 2. White of the Reliquary is found. AP has arrived. Nighttime stream. Are we bringing back the bingo cards too? AP, you know, AP, that's a deep cut. AP's been with us for a long time. We used to have bingo on stream when we streamed in the evenings. Maybe we'll bring it back someday. We'll see. We'll see. It was mostly activity while people were sideboarding, which we no longer have to worry about on stream. But maybe we'll find a way to bring back bingo if everybody insists.
Sure.
When I first made the bingo cards, I was like, what the hell am I going to talk about for 3 minutes while the players are sideboarding? And I came up with the bingo cards.
And then I'll pass turn.
Like the minimum number of cards. I'm full of good ideas sometimes. So White of the Reliquary on defense is a little bit threatening. It's currently a 3/3, I believe. There's only 1 creature in the yard.
It's like a 5. 4 is where you're starting to go.
Magus of the Moon didn't put a stop to much so far. Obviously, the Gaia's Cradle will be making a lot more mana, which matters. Calamity says we can analyze the spreadsheets between games. You know what? Let's just ban Calamity from the chat. How about that? We're not doing that. That's so boring. I'm just kidding, Calamity. I'm just.
Untap. Draw. Play Wasteland.
Unlicensed Hearse, it looks like. Paragoyf and Shatterskull smashing other cards in hand for Lee. Trying to figure out what to do here. AP says the spreadsheets analyze themselves. Yeah, we're getting close to that point. Shatterskull smashing, targeting the white. X is 3. Yep, the white is summoning 6, so it gets knocked out by Shatterskull.
I accept. Thanks, son. Sure.
Okay, found another Green Sun Zenith. X is 2 again. Will it just be another white? Or will it be something else? All right, just another white. I like that. So this one's a 4/4 now.
There's a 4/4, sorry. One bigger than the last one.
Yeah, that's right.
Looks like a Fury was drawn. That's not too bad. Would have to pitch the Paragoyf, though, which is awkward. What does the power of Paragoyf look like right now? It looks like creature, land, sorcery? It's not very good.
That guy was coming.
Oh, so okay. I thought for some reason Lee had 4 mana, but it's 5. So Fury can get hard cast. I'm missing some things here. My bad. White of the Reliquary gets hit, and it dies. All right, so Fury's in. Fury's going to be pretty good here. The elementals of MH2 on both sides. Oh boy, Modern Horizons. Wow, another Green Sun Zenith. X is going to be 3 this time. Steven with a little evil laugh there. Are we top decking these? Maybe. Finds another Endurance. Targeting no one. Okay. If a Paragoyf comes in, maybe that'll be regretted later. Maybe.
Yeah.
Endurance can trade with Fury. combat time, attack with fury. So an endurance can trade, potentially. Potentially.
Yeah, go to damage.
Okay, they both die.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this dies on regular. Yeah. Yeah, it's toughness too, right?
Okay, so the elementals trade. Island Delver Go, thank you for the sub with Prime, 44 months. That's a long time. Appreciate it. Power Wave drops in. It's going to kill the Dryad Arbor. I think Power Wave's power is 3. Yep. There's a 3.
It's a 3/4.
Magus of the Moon remains. Power Wave is a 3/4.
3 land, right?
That's all we have. I'm so good at this.
What? All right, another Green Sun Zenith X is 3. There must be like 9 copies in the deck. We're going to need to do a deck check here.
Yeah, we're all looking for the guy who did this.
Looks like Lee's hand is double unlicensed hearse.
2/2.
And there's another endurance.
This time I will target you. Because it gets a sorcery out of it, right? Now,
Yeah.
now it's just creature land.
All right, that'll decrease the power of Power Wave to 2. And a second endurance on the board again.
There's another one. We're going to check the tape.
Yeah, here we go.
Unlicensed hearse. That could matter. Simian Spirit Guide. Also could matter. Probably going to matter less if we're being honest.
Gonna come back.
Broadside Bombardier is attacking. Its boast ability is turned on. Unlicensed hearse gets sacked. Okay. And an endurance gets taken out. And Broadside Bombardiers is going to get through for 2 damage. It has menace. Collect a roof. Not super relevant right here, but it can block.
Endurance?
Okay. That collector roof ended up being pretty good. The 1 ring comes in. And its ETB ability happens, and Lee needs to be reminded that it cannot be tapped. So, there's the 1 ring, everybody. Did we ask for a Lord of the Rings set? Like, I don't remember tweeting that I wanted a Lord of the Rings Magic set. Does anybody know? What happened there? Endurance gets hit by a sacked Simian Spirit Guide. And it looks like a lot of damage is going to come in.
Yeah, we didn't have, so it's 5.
Upkeep. Yep. Oh yeah, that. Is it on my upkeep or?
It's on your upkeep, so yeah.
Oh, upkeep. Got it.
Another Green Sun Zenith. Oh my goodness. All right, X is 3. Oh man. Oh man. How many is that now? Gets another endurance. How many endurance are in the deck? We need a deck check.
Combat.
If Steven doesn't win this game, I'm going to be upset. The 1 ring is getting sacked, though, and that ends the game. All right, so I'm upset. Game 1 goes to Lee. Managed to beat several Green Sun Zenith, let's say.
That's right? No. No, I untap and it's already a problem.
How many was that, though? There had to have been like 9 Green Sun Zenith in that game.
New cards are pretty good.
Yeah.
Generally, if it's new, it's better than what's old.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Proxy in his deck. Apparently didn't know you couldn't have proxies, so he got DQ. I was like,
And this time I know what you're up to.
All right, so Steven will be on the play here for game 2. We're going to keep an eye out for Steven's Zenith deck with 12 copies of Green Sun Zenith. And looks like we're ready to go.
I'm gonna keep.
And I didn't know the person. I haven't seen him before.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, Forest, Green Sun, Zenith. X is 0 this time, so there's Dryad Arbor. Pass the turn.
There's gonna be some fair gaming.
Chromox. After a Snow Mountain. Like Sundering Eruption. Simian Spirit Guide. Magus of the Moon. So Dryad Arbor's back to being a mountain. Basic Forest for Steven, pretty good. Looks like Lee's hand is Fury, Blood Moon, One Ring. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was a lot of resource went into making that Magus of the Moon for sure. Elvis Spirit Guide gets pitched. Here's Endurance. It's gonna block Magus of the Moon, and it will die in combat. That was pretty good.
I'm gonna get a.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Second May.
Okay, so kept the Vernon Catacombs on tap, which makes sense. Fury pitching Blood Moon. Gonna hit Endurance and hit Dryad Arbor. And that clears the board of threats. I like that play. Vernon Catacombs most likely gonna sack and surveil, finding the mortuary again.
I'm gonna get my surveil land.
Keep that on top.
Yep.
And then I would.
Can the people of the chat name every surveil land? What's the red-green one called? Quick. Wooded Foothills gets correct. Aviator wins. Elvish Reclaimer, White of the Reliquary, pretty good. What's the red-white one called? Quick. All right, people have been studying up. John, thanks for pledging via Patreon. Is that $300?
Probably. Yeah. 3.
Thespian stage.
Yeah. Okay. Put the wrong card in the Chrome box.
Is that what that said? It's so small on my screen. Well, if so, thank you very much. I can't see the notification, but thank you very much.
So untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Okay, Twitch chat said it did. Unfortunately, it's just so small on my screen, I can't read it. But thank you, John. Thank you. That's awesome.
And then I'll pass turn.
Okay, one card on the bottom for Lee, who's on the plate. Ancient Tomb, Chromox, imprinting a Simian Spirit Guide. Magus of the Moon. Okay, we're doing it again. This might be more difficult for Steven if he doesn't have a basic forest. Okay, well, there it is. All right. Both players have what they need. Noble Hierarch. Not bad. The Moon hands, maybe not a guaranteed win or anything, but you do like a hand with a turn 1 Moon against a deck that might not be able to function if they don't have a basic in hand. There's Windswept Heath. It's a mountain. Collector Oof. That's not going to be too bad. Elvish Reclaimer.
Yep.
And then I will pass turn.
No follow-up for Lee. Maybe a hand with a turn 1 Moon hoping to draw some more heat. Collector Roof shuts off the Chromox. And potentially a 1 ring. would be shut off as well. Elvisher Claimer is live. Ignoble Hierarch. And then pass the turn. No risk of losing a Collector Roof in combat. I approve of that. Shadow Skull comes in untapped as a mountain. Looks like Lee's holding a copy of the One Ring, but not going to play it. And the Reclaimer will help look for more basics if that's what Steven needs. Sacrificing this Windswept Heath. And going to look through the deck. Is it possible we have a basic swamp in there? It's probably just going to be a forest. Yeah. So I think Lee's hand is Chromox and the One Ring. And the One Ring, as most of you know, an unbeatable card. The One Ring would be shut off by the Collector Roof on the board, so it's not very good right now. Attacking for 4. Willing to risk the Collector Roof in combat this turn. 4 mana, Natural Order. First Natural Order of the match. It's going to resolve. Atraxa. That's a big hit.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about this.
Yeah, folks, before you hang out with 90s MTG in the chat, you have to have every Magic card memorized. So a lot of stuff is getting found here by Atraxa. Steven jumping ahead. Found a Snuff Out. Another Natural Order, an Ignoble Hierarch, and a Wooded Foothills. So Trax is going to hit pretty hard with Lifelink. There's the One Ring. That'll give protection for a turn.
Yeah, this was devastating.
Oh, because it got bad and you had Rakers in on
I would have cast it and you played the
End of your turn, I'll attempt to half exile it.
a lot of cards that he can draw.
You get a basic land.
Basic land. And it's a mace, right?
Okay, some people in the chat are cheering against Ancient Tomb specifically, which is interesting.
Sleep it like that.
Got it. Okay. Untap.
I'm telling, I've said it so many times. The Tempest set was a mistake. It's broken.
And I will pass turn.
Nobody says it but me. I'm the only one brave enough.
Okay.
You thought Throne of Eldraine was bad? Check out Tempest.
Pass turn.
Trying to bounce Atraxa here with Gone. Okay.
Summoning Sickness. Just happened. Oh, no, I can do anything right now, yeah. He's gone.
Good.
Okay. Atraxa's back in hand. It's going to be hard to hard cast. AP says Tempest gave us the most incredible creature type of all time, Lissid. Wasn't that an Exodus?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, huge White of the Reliquary coming into the red zone. Drops Lee down to 7. There's 4 Exalteds on the board. Looks like Lee drew another Magus of the Moon, which is not going to be very exciting. There it is.
Cast crop rotation. Sacrificing Maya.
Yep.
Let's resolve.
Needs to get that Collector Roof out of here, but even then, it might not be good enough.
Make another one. Oh, no. Last turn.
This is game 3.
Stage.
And get a 2020.
Yep.
Okay.
Roll. Use the my turn.
Okay, Broadside Bombardiers. Has to stay back on defense, though, with a second White of the Reliquary on the table. It's not the best.
Upkeep.
Snuff out. Kill the moon. This might be game.
Yeah. Okay.
Response to that, so activate this guy.
Play Yamimaya, pass turn.
Card now 2.
2.
And your end step.
Yeah.
Okay, so a Gaia's Cradle is found by the white.
Yeah.
Recasting attracts it, don't you?
Surveil. Noble Hierarch can make blue mana, so Atraxa could be cast here.
Oh, you're right. If one attack, yeah. I wasn't thinking clearly about that. Okay. See what I can do.
How you doing?
Oh, but now that the moon's gone.
I mean, how are you doing? You're like that is how I'm doing. Yeah. Prismatic? Yeah. Otherwise, I'm doing
Okay, natural order second Noble Hierarch. If it's Crater Hoof, that's it.
In your end step, I'm gonna flash it in.
All right, Crater Hoof to Behemoth. That is the game. Collector Roof beats the One Ring. The Lord of the Rings is defeated. GG's. Wow. AP says, Tempest gave us Lycids. Don't try Lion Chris Benucci trying to rewrite history. Okay, fair enough. There were Tempest Lycids. Fair enough. Oh, man. Lycids were so bad. All right. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat to decide which match we will watch next. It is up to the chat. Your options will be Dark Depths versus Esper Tempo, Grixis Control versus Esper Tempo, or Mardu Cats versus Reanimator. 1 minute. Get your vote in. Discord up on your screen. If you're not in it, get in it. Link shared in the chat. We also have a Patreon, which you can join for free. Go check us out on Patreon. Okay. Votes are coming in on the poll. It looks like that's working. People are spending some channel points on it, it seems. Audrey just pledged $300 versus on Patreon. Am I seeing that right? Thank you, Audrey. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. I'm not sure where these notifications are coming in from. It's kind of weird. Yeah, you know what? The $300 thing might be a bug. I was thinking that because I'm like, why am I all of a sudden getting Patreon pings on the live stream? That's never happened before. Okay, Audrey in the chat confirming that they were not hacked. That's weird. That is so weird. It threw me off when we had one earlier because I'm like, I've never even seen a Patreon notification on stream before. Since when do we have that, first of all? And then it said $300. I'm like, but I didn't see that come in anywhere. Maybe there's a tiny little decimal point there, but I'm pretty sure it says 300.00, which is just not correct. Well, an unfortunate glitch of some kind. And Audrey, thank you regardless. Okay, that's a super awkward thing, but whatever. Let's see what's going on with this poll. We are headed over to Grixis Control versus Esper Tempo. Okay, this should be fun. What a strange glitch, though. Just telling me random people are giving me $300 when they're not. Why is that happening? Something's going wrong. All right. Let's do this. Diving in.
Yes. Sure. One, two, three, four, five.
All right, players getting ready to go. On the left side of your screen, we have Herman with Grixis, and on the right, we have David with Esper. David won a Badlands over the weekend with this deck, and this deck is also posted in our Discord server, and David has been crushing with it, so go check that out. Fletcher's Trend gets correct. Start the game for David.
Same thing as last time. Okay.
Underground Sea. Thought Seas. All right, we're going to take a look at Herman's hand. It looks like Bloodstained Mire, Swamp, Underground Sea, Scalding Tarn, Flame of Anor. Ah, okay, so this is like the Wizards deck again. And, oh, man, what's this blue guy's... Thunder Trap. Yeah, Thunder Trap.
See, oh, we're doing Grixis.
Yeah.
Swamp. Yeah, results.
For dual.
Fire.
Draw card.
Whatever you did last we'll take the
Okay, so the Thunder Trap Trainer is discarded. Moving on. Looks like Herman just drew a Ponder, which you might see fired off this turn, trying to get under Bowmaster. Crack Scalding Tarn now.
And I drew a Ponder.
Herman had a Flame of Anor in hand too, which is a synergistic card with the Wizards, like Thunder Trap Trainer.
keep it on the top.
Ponder resolves. Herman draws a card and passes. Both of these players have good results at local competitive events for Legacy and other formats as well. You've seen Herman and David battling on stream with us for a while and are aware that they play pretty tight. But also, I should point out that they know how to attack a metagame. David, in some posts about the win a duel that he won over this past weekend, where he won in Badlands, how he expected the metagame to be a certain way, decided on Esper Tempo, expecting to play against cards like Barrogoyf and Combo, and didn't think Temur Delver was going to be the right call, which is another deck David's been playing recently. So, while I wouldn't say Grixis Wizards or Esper Tempo will necessarily dominate your local metagame if you play at local events, or dominate if you're going to sign up to play leagues on MTGO with a rental account or whatever people are doing now. But players to watch for sure, and think about their deck decisions and why. Herman doesn't show up with jank thinking like, oh, I'll go 0-3 drop, but at least it will be fun. Herman's here to win all the time. So Grixis Wizards, a deck that Herman believes in for the moment, it seems. And I don't know. That kind of finishes my thought on that, I guess.
Green, white, something.
But we spent some time in the Discord, the 90s MTG Discord, which you should have joined by this point. But talking about sideboards and spreadsheets and how can we up our game? How can we, attack this current metagame? What about the Mika spawn? All that stuff. But these players are finding a way. Thoughtseize and having success. Thougtseize reveals Abhorrent Oculus, a card we've seen a lot on stream recently. Flame of Anor, Spell Pierce, and Tameo Inquisitive Student, and a basic Swamp. The Abhorrent Oculus, it's been on stream a few times recently, and it's looked really good. Another card from Duskmourn that maybe people overlooked at first for Legacy, and slowly it's kind of getting its chance in the spotlight. It's chosen here by Thoughtseize, being respected by David for sure just now.
Stroke here.
Okay.
This doesn't resolve.
Sure.
That trigger
Yep.
will resolve, I
I
think.
think you have flame.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You have flame.
Yes.
The Abhorrent Oculus has been manifesting some cool things too. We've seen players on stream a few times flip over Bowmasters and Belful Strixes and stuff like that of the manifest creatures that come in off the top. Here's Tameo Inquisitive Student, another card to respect in the current Legacy metagame for sure. And, if you're going to evaluate decisions made so far in this game, David chose the Oculus over Tameo. If Tameo ends up ultimating in this game and Herman wins because of it, that decision will look a little bit iffy, but David respected the Oculus. Knows it's capable of closing out a game. And he won't be able to beat Oculus plus a creature off the top every turn.
I will.
Plus
Cast.
Murktide. Okay. 3/3 6/6 rather. Murktide is in.
This one.
Okay.
4 cards in hand for David.
This is crazy. I was just like, I sat
this is
down,
like
I was
horrendous
like, land
matchup.
there, lands. It's not bad.
You can see, I stand. Oh, all right. Murktide is actually getting countered pitching Spell Pierce. Force of Will pitching Spell Pierce. I thought Herman said it resolves, but maybe I misheard. So Murktide may be getting countered here. All right. David has Force back up. Most likely that's going to win the counter war pitching Brainstorm.
You're good. Alright, it's in.
All right, now Murktide is in. 6/6 Murktide. Undercity Sewer gets wasted. Might as well. What I was going to say was I stood next to or stood behind some of these players and watched their plays. And, obviously we watched them on stream a whole bunch, but both of them know how to play to their outs. We're going to see Herman navigate a now difficult position with this Murktide situation. Flame of Anor most likely won't be enough. I have to figure this out. At least not all on its own. And Tameo, if it flips over, will get smacked.
So, attack trigger. Trigger. And then before blocks.
Okay, so attacking with Tameo. Flame of Anor during attacks. That's getting Spell Pierce, though, so a little bit of a blowout here. Murktide will block. Tameo dies in combat. Herman attempted a sweet trick there, and it didn't work out. Gets attacked by a 6/6 Murktide now, and now a Tameo for David. Herman just fell way behind.
So honestly, I didn't really play that much of it.
Yeah.
Clue gets sacked by Herman. David's going to fetch now. Aviator says David's deck is sweet. I really enjoyed playing it. Yeah, this Esper deck is pretty cool. Undercity Sewer, Surveil.
You do? Oh, okay, I guess I lose.
There was an advantage bar. It's all the way to the right now. Attacking with Tamio and the Murktide. Make a clue. Herman drops to 4. Brainstorm. That'll make Tamio a Planeswalker.
The lens runs surrender.
Resolved it like a Ponder. And Tamio is a Planeswalker.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, now a Ponder. Tamio at 4 loyalty. Herman needs removal off the top. Okay, Flame of Anor, draw 2. Herman scoops it up. Game 1 goes to David.
Now this is like an older build. 4, 5, 6, 7. This is worse.
Yeah, still here in 2025. A Thoughtseize can cripple your opponent's game for sure. Just make the whole thing fall apart immediately. The first Thoughtseize took what? The Thunder Trap Trainer, and then I don't know.
And he was first seed. It was like so
Thunder Trap Trainer got taken though, right off the bat.
First seed and knocked out in quarters.
So now Herman will be on the play. It looks like David is taking mulligan.
went 3-0, double
AP says Thoughtseize was a mistake. You know what? You're brave, AP. You're brave.
One of the goblin tokens.
Okay.
Good luck. So I'm just going to take.
That's
All right, so Herman starts off with a basic island. BJ says, can we appreciate Herman's lovely tie? Herman doesn't mess around. Herman actually, like, dresses very casual, like a t-shirt and shorts for work, but then goes home, changes into a dress shirt and tie to come to FNM.
Box diamond. Comes into play against the jury step.
okay.
It's true. All right, here's a Ponder for David. Yeah, you got to dress for success. That's what they say on TikTok, right?
Pass turn.
Such a basic swamp.
Whenever I hear really silly advice like got to dress for success, I assume people get it from TikTok. Monka is here. Taco Tuesday. We love to see it. Yeah, Monka's here, and Monka's thinking about tacos. Say hello to Monka in the chat, everybody.
You have one card in hand, right?
Yep.
There's the Thunder Trap Trainer. Finds a Brainstorm.
Got somebody to so
Moving to combat.
moving to combat.
Taco Tuesday on Monka's mind.
It is exile. I will search. Is it tap or tap?
It's tap. Put into play tap. Shuffle.
Speaking of tacos, we have a food channel now in our Discord server. If you're into food, you like cooking, you like cocktails, you like going out to eat, whatever, or you just like looking at pictures of food for whatever reason, check out the food channel in our Discord. It's becoming a popular channel. It's becoming really popular. It has nothing to do with Magic except that Magic has food. People got other hobbies, you know.
So you could kill it, but then you will lose.
Okay, some people like eating, but don't like eating, but love pictures. Okay. Here's Colligan's command. It's getting dazed, though.
So these are 1/1s.
These are one.
Block the 2 1/1s.
Sure, take 4.
Yep.
Waste on the Badlands could be pretty huge here. Orcish Bowmasters comes in. Herman's going to need red to function, it seems, to some extent. The deck is, it seems, primarily blue-black. Dr. Pepper, thank you for the resub with Prime. 11 months. We'll see if Dr. Pepper sticks with us for one more. Looks like Herman's holding a copy of Pyroblast. I can't see what else.
Turn.
Okay, kind of petty theft, the Bowmaster. It is returned to hand. Goes on an adventure, the Brazen Borrower does. Brainstorm. All right, Brainstorm resolves.
Trigger on this is after draw. Okay, I'll draw. I will choose to discard both of these.
Yep.
Draw 2.
Also, like,
There's also a decent draw.
so I went to the doctor. I'm like, listen, I'll drink.
I just did 2. I will move to combat.
Yep.
All right, no further plays for David. Herman gets to untap and keep going. Finds a polluted delta. That could potentially find a Volk Tameo. AP with another deep cut. The adventure card always reminds me of Token Gate. Yeah, Token Gate was a big thing that happened with 90s MTG a couple of years ago, and we were like the main characters of one of the social media platforms that we won't name for an entire day. And it was a whole thing. It was a whole scandal. People were trying to take 90s MTG down. Bowlmaster. That'll make it harder for Tameo to flip. Bowlmaster was bounced earlier. There's an Orc Army. Looks like it could be a Surge foil. AP says history has vindicated you. You know what? I knew history was going to vindicate me anyway, so it's all good.
Don't you all goblin creatures have to attack and use their goblins, right?
Oh shit, you're right. Okay, alright, so I fucked that up.
But not him. All other goblin creatures. No.
That's okay, yeah, that's fine. So attacking for 5, 6.
Tameo blocks a 1/1 Orc Army. Herman hoping it'll be painless. Kaito ninjutsus itself in.
For the ice spell, this is 0.
Duskmorn, I would argue, has been a big impact set for Legacy. Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, one of the top cards in Legacy these days. We saw the Abhorrent Oculus earlier. Ghost Vacuum, Overlord of the Belmark. Metamorphosis Fanatic. There's another one. Anyway, Duskmorn, big impact set for Legacy. Unexpectedly, I would say. Brazen Borrower gets flashed in. Keith Master Flex, thank you for the resub. 38 months. I thought it is past bedtime for grumpy Legacy players. Only the ones in Europe. Only the ones in Europe are sleeping now.
Okay, you have 1 card in hand, right?
Yep.
The grumpy Legacy players in Europe are sleeping.
I'll try to
I will.
Pyroblast knocks out Kaito. Scott drops in the chat, says impactful but not format shifting, which is good in my opinion, referring to Duskmorn. I agree, Scott. Duskmorn is exactly what I want in a standard set. All right, here's another Thundertrap Trainer. What are we finding? Nothing.
Non-creature, non-land.
Yeah, go ahead.
AP asking how impactful do I think Duskmorn is compared with Onslaught? Yeah, what are the big cards from Onslaught? Well, other than fetch lands. I mean, the fetch lands obviously are a huge part of Legacy, but I'm thinking about non-fetch land cards. What's an Onslaught card that's like a Legacy staple? I'm blanking.
I mean, like, I just don't know how it feels. Like, I'm so used to this.
Okay, Prismatic Ending. We'll remove Tameo. Wasteland takes out Volcanic Island. Lorien revealed gets Island cycled. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty clear that Onslaught was a high impact set for Legacy because of the fetch lands. But other than that, there's not a lot, right? People naming Goblin Pile Driver and Birchlord Rangers both kind of irrelevant right now.
Sacrifice Echoing Deeps.
I can't think of any others. Maybe. Oh, Chain of Smog? Is Chain of Smog the winner? Is Chain of Smog the biggest impact Legacy card at this moment? Going off memory, it's really hard.
Sack a non-token.
Okay, Shieldred's Edict. Gonna kill Bowmaster.
Untap.
Yep.
I want to match this because someone misclicked.
Token creature. Oh no. Timeo.
Alright, people are misclicking on MTGO. Attacking with a Thunder Trap Trainer. Yeah, Chain of Vapor might have had the longest run as a non-fetch land card from Onslaught. But in current Legacy here in 2025, I think Chain of Smog might be the biggest one. A Pedo Alchemist? Yeah. All right, well, it's seeing some Legacy play, I guess.
Pretty much have everything. Is there even a point in doing this?
Okay, 2 cards back on top. Flooded Strand, we'll shuffle them away. Tameo and Thundertrap Trainer on Herman's side. Not looking bad for Herman at the moment. Is Herman Hellbent? I believe so. Ooh, Baragorf. Ouch. It's pretty powerful.
5, right?
Planeswalker, sorcery, land, instant, creature.
Oh, there it is.
Nice.
Give me.
Okay, so Baragorf changes the whole conversation that I was just having by myself. 5 power on this Baragorf. Herman has a clue. Gonna make another one by attacking with Tameo. Sirius Poe. Thank you for the resub with Prime 11 months. Primetime programming. What did everyone do for dinner tonight? You know what? Drop your dinner picks in the chat. In the Discord, I mean.
Oh shit. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. Alright.
Or in the chat. Tell us what you're ready for dinner.
Yeah. Draw 2.
Yeah.
Draw 1. Draw 2. Okay. Interesting.
Tameo flips. Dr. Pepper drops some bagels. All right. Keith Masterflex had a nice dinner, it sounds like.
I'm gonna eat Sajiri Step and
Chicken fajitas.
let's say Sajiri Step and
Prismatic Ending takes out Tameo. It's pretty good.
how many are left?
4.
Okay.
Yep. Cool.
That'll make sure.
Yep.
Untap. Take 2. Go to 10. Draw.
Ponder resolves. Herman maybe with... Oh, all right. We're going to see the hand. Plague Engineer gets taken by the Thoughtseize. I was going to say Herman with a little bit of... this is not going well for me energy right now. Swords Plowshares takes out the Thundertrap Trainer. Big attack with the Baragorf and the 2/2 Orc Army.
So it's going to be -1.
Oh, yeah, right.
So it's going to be 5.
So this is hitting you for 4, so is it equal
So
to
that
its
puts you third.
Damage dealt, I think.
yeah. 1, 2.
Baragorf's ability triggering now. Baleful Strix or Bowmaster. I think Bowmaster will likely be the pick here. Yeah, that makes sense. The rest go into the graveyard.
I knew I was getting Strix, but the surprise Bellmaster.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell is that? Sorry. This is a lad. So,
Yeah, I'm dead. Herman scooping it up. The match goes to David. GG's. I was hoping to see the Wizards pop off, but not this time. Yeah, we did have a Murktide earlier on stream. We did have a Murktide. That card's still out there wreaking havoc on the meta. Still has like a 53% win rate or something. We're going to keep an eye on it. It's on the watch list, AP. Don't worry. We're watching it very carefully. All right. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat. Which match next? Your options will be Cephalid Breakfast versus Blue Painter, or Maverick versus Esper Tempo, or Esper Tempo versus Mono Black. We'll just say that. 1 minute. Get your vote in. Discord up on your screen. People picking up duels in our Discord. More duels. Vengevine. Check this out. This is cool, right? 1997 calendar. Let's see if I can name the cards. Jester's Cap, Black Lotus, Lurgoyf, Force of Will, Helm of Obedience, Juzam Jin, Necropotence. I think that's Time Twister. Gauntlet of Might, is that? The Lich? Is that the Lich? Or Ice Cauldron or something? Did I miss one now? Oh, I don't know the one in the bottom right. I don't remember the name of that card. All right, Maverick versus Esper up next. Harry Houdini contributed 1,600. Let's do it. Oh, Polymorph. That's right. Oh, what's the one with the eye in the middle? Below Black Lotus. There's also a Baron Sanger. Oh, Cyclopean Tomb. That's right. It's probably just too small for me to see. All right, jumping into the next match. Diving in.
Was me and Saltite Beans versus you on that deck.
All right, Bobby joins us on the left with Maverick. David back on the right with Esper Tempo, a deck that he's been doing really well with at the local competitive events recently. Esper Tempo list is in the Discord. Bobby's been jamming Maverick lately, and we've seen Maverick on stream quite a bit lately. There's a lot of Green Sun Zenith in New York City metagame. A lot. I've played Maverick Mirrors recently. I've been playing against Green White Depths, Bant Zenith. All right. Looked like David won the die roll, I think.
It seems. Did you see the new one? You have to put high green stuff. But once again, like if you don't have the
Blue to Delta pass. Too much Green Sun Zenith? Maybe. Maybe a little bit of excitement about Green Sun Zenith getting unbound and modern I know some of our local players have decided to start playing Green Sun Zenith decks in Modern, which is cool. Wooded Foothills cracks to find a basic forest. Noble Hierarch. Good start to the game for Bobby.
Begrudgingly.
Underground Sea Hunter.
We had some questions too recently in our Discord and stuff like that. What is Maverick? So, I mean, you could Google, read the whole backstory about why it's called Maverick or whatever. But basically, what it is a Green Sun Zenith toolbox deck. It does not usually run combos, but sometimes you'll see the Dark Depths combo. But the cast of characters often include one-drop mana creatures like Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, Ignoble Hierarch you'll see sometimes. Then moving up into 2 mana value, you'll have stuff like Keen-Eyed Curator or Scavenging Ooze to fight graveyard decks. Collector Oof in the main. Maybe some White of the Reliquary. Maybe some... oh, wait. What are the other 2 drops? You get the idea. Moving on to 3. Knight of the Reliquary is a key one. You'll see Endurance. Also helps against graveyard and combo stuff. Can help save your butt against Painter. And usually there's no 4 drops, but occasionally you'll see a Questing Beast in there, which is pretty metagame dependent. Here's Keen-Eyed Curator, the raccoon I was talking about. Yeah, it's kind of like Green-White Hate Bearers, but it is kind of like a Zenith, mid-range, fair, has some land stuff going on, kind of a deck. I think for Legacy specifically, though, people associate Hate Bearers with Aether Vial, so I tend not to use that. I don't know. I just feel like you say Hate Bearers, people think like, oh, it's an Aether Vial deck. Maybe that's where their mind goes. I could be wrong. Also, the Maverick decks could be kind of built to deliver a quick beating if the metagame calls for it. Sometimes you'll see these decks with Stoneforge, look for College of Complete. Sometimes they'll have Barrowglyphs in the deck. Oh, another key 3 mana, in air quotes, creature would be Grist, that a lot of the black Maverick decks would have. You don't usually see Natural Order in Maverick. It's not really a usual thing.
Sure.
And with Knight of the Reliquary, with occasionally stuff like Ramanap Excavator, Wasteland, a key card in Maverick as well. We haven't seen one on Bobby's side yet, but David's play made me think of it. All right, so Tamio Inquisitive Student drops in. Keen-Eyed Curator, pretty damn good at stopping reanimation strategies, stopping, you know, breakfast combo stuff at times, stopping delirium. Keen-Eyed Curator has been the MVP in a lot of games I've played with Maverick recently. Card's really good. And unlike Hate Bear decks that usually exist in Legacy, Maverick is capable of some ramp. You'll see some mana creatures like Noble Hierarch. I had mentioned that already. But there's also usually one copy of Gaia's Cradle, which can... all right, here's Mother of Runes, a card that is kind of here and there in Maverick decks these days. It used to be more of like a mandatory card in Maverick. Force of Will, pitching Daze to counter the Mother Runes. Respecting the mom.
4 cards.
But the ramping stuff that Maverick can do can be scary. Can also search for lands like Mezavith sometimes, Talon Gates of Madara, Caracas. Has a toolbox of lands as well. Swords on Tamio. Tamio is gone.
Play Wasteland.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a Wasteland for Bobby now. Yeah, the Cradle can be a way to break mana parity after you sack yours to waste if you waste your opponent and go down a land. Guys, Cradle can bring you back up. Yep.
And 2 more. Go.
Okay, exiling Force. Bobby aware of the possibility of Murktide Regent. Trying to trim that graveyard a little bit. 1 type now exiled for Key9 Curator. I like that play.
Bombarding is a shit. Start to that go.
That's Horizon Canopy.
Moving to combat. Selected. 4.
I will play.
Okay, attack for 4. That drops David to 10.
Take 1. Playing Endurance.
Okay, making a plan upkeep and endurance. Force pitching Murktide. All right.
I'll exile the Force.
Yeah, so the Force of Wills in the middle of the table are exile with Curator. Key9 Curator keeps track of types that has exiled.
Well, something in the graveyard.
Moving to combat.
Okay, an attack for 4. Drops David down to 5. Doesn't look like Bobby has a way to turn on the Curator. 7/7 as a 7/7. Endurance, number 2. It's going to resolve this time. Most likely we will be streaming tomorrow, but time is to be determined. Barrogoyf. That's not too bad at all. Key9 Curator can potentially shrink it and make it less of a threat.
Instant.
Instant?
Yep.
I got 3/4.
Sounds like it's currently a 3/4.
Take 1.
If Bobby can completely clean out these graveyards, it'll be possible to force a really bad chump block by Barrogoyf. Because it would be a 0/1. Has enough mana for it, I believe.
I saw your post about the late last quick reflexes, though. I wasn't sure if I was going to head back. But next week, if you want to again, I got you.
Hopefully, I'll come in the mail then.
Oh.
I forgot that it doesn't go.
I'll play a knight.
Hopefully, I'm not soured on the death.
Okay, playing a Knight of the Reliquary. Looks like we're going to hold off on shrinking Barrogoyf for now.
I don't know if it was just like
Play a
novelty,
Wasteland.
but I was just like on a tier.
We'll waste the weights.
Okay, Wasteland on Tundra, passing the turn, and that gets a concession from David. So beaten by the Curator. They're in game 1.
I'm losing lead here. I'm losing lead at
Power of the Raccoon. Setting up for game 2. David will be on the play.
Well, I've seen it before, but I forget what it does.
Looks like a mulligan happening here for David. 1 card on the bottom. Getting ready to go. Polluted Delta pass.
To rest you and drain 2.
Okay, one Swift Heath gets cleared from the table. Let's go and search. Find a forest. Good start to game 2 for Bobby. Noble Hierarch. Looks like David's going to surveil, possibly. Undercity Sewers, surveil.
Sure. Masters.
Okay, Bowmaster will kill the Noble Hierarch. Good start to game 2 for Esper. Being able to take out a ramp creature. One of the powerful things the Maverick deck can do is ramp. Slowing that down feels like a good call.
Really thought the Angels would die. I should have
Hey, Elvish Reclaimer.
Sure.
All right, Brainstorm for David. Yeah, being on the play as the Days Bowmaster deck matters quite a bit.
Yes, irresponsible.
It's 2 down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Flooded Strand. Popping it. Get a Tundra. Elvish Reclaimer could potentially tell David that Dark Depths is a possibility. Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix plays good defense, as most of you know. Now a Lush Portico for Bobby. Surveil. Passing the turn. After the Surveil.
I'll keep it. I'll draw.
Okay, Bobby has a Wasteland now. Try and cut white. Yeah, that makes sense. Hit Tundra. Reclaimer could potentially find another Wasteland. One of the ways these Maverick decks win sometimes is just Wasteland, 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 and then attack.
So many decks are running. So I have a Void Mirror in my hand, so
It probably wasn't the most helpful information, but it's true.
not really that good against it. You want a good amount of color sources.
Yeah, upkeep. I'm not forced to
It's kind of like challenge
part of these
5 and 6 in a lot of cases. You know what I mean?
3 lands in the yard now for Bobby, so the Selfish Reclaimer is a 3/4. now Tameo. So David building out. Looks like Bobby's thinking about activating Reclaimer.
I'll sacrifice the forest.
Okay, sacrificing the forest as a Reclaimer. What are you gonna look for? Trying to predict in my head right now what Bobby would find here. I don't know the exact list. Yeah, it could just be more wastelands.
So I'll take 3.
Seems like Bobby's trying to figure it out. Bajuka Bog. Okay. I did not expect that one.
I'll draw.
Okay. Bajuka Bog gets rid of the graveyard. Didn't go for wasteland. I mean, it's possible there's a wasteland in hand. I don't know. Nope. Please Taiga. Okay. Okay. Pyroblast on Tameo. Tameo was gone. Twitch chat was hoping to see Bobby start wasting these last 2 lands David has. Alright, cracking a Pluto Delta now is David. Gonna find a 3rd land. It's possible that wasting should have been a higher priority, but yeah, it looks like Bobby's holding a wasteland in hand. I think I just saw that now. Barrogoyf.
That artifact from Thunder Junction was pretty cool. I forgot what it's called.
Legion Extruder.
Yeah.
This is my first time ever playing it.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool card.
I don't know.
Okay, second Bajuka Bog to the Elvish Reclaimer. I wonder. Well, now there's a white land. CPT says, as a Maverick player for 10 years, you got to be aggressive. You're not winning if the game goes long.
My hand was double Force of Vigor.
Oh, I was so sure that Painter Serpent was not going to live that I was just like, I shouldn't go for it.
Bobby's trying to figure out what to find here with Reclaimer. I was going to say, there is a white source now, the Scrubland, which you can argue you can try to attack that. But now we have a Barrogoyf to deal with, and maybe priorities change here. It depends what's in Bobby's hand. Yeah, it's likely that if Bobby had prioritized Wastelands earlier in this game, Barrogoyf wouldn't be here right now. It's likely that that's true. But yeah, now the Barrogoyf is a huge problem. I agree.
Is that a new card or is that reprinted?
No, it's really old. 2012.
Right? Was everything in Magic Remastered reprinted? Were there new cards in that?
No, I don't think there were any cards.
Can you see how many cards you own?
Not that I know of.
I was not playing.
It's
when that came out.
the
Based on,
damage.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when this came out, I was like just coming back to Magic.
So 3 power Barrogoyf. Bobby's trying to figure out how to beat that thing. 3 mana. Knight.
Landing Star Wars Unlimited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that.
Looks like the Knight's going to get countered. Oh, fetching? Power Blast. Okay. Okay. Trying to protect this Knight of the Reliquary, which appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 9.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is it similar to Magic or no?
Similar-ish, except there's like kind of two battlefields, space and.
Okay, Baraglyph on one side, Knight of the Reliquary on the other. Baraglyph, so powerful.
What's funny too about like a lot of these like new age CCGs is that they use a lot of mechanics from Magic that people actually keep. So you kind of have a companion.
Oh, really?
You have. Like a
Yeah, Baraglyph is going to be difficult to beat without Swords to Plowshares. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's just common. Like how many times?
Yeah.
That's all they need.
Storm. I don't know about Dredge.
Baraglyph is attacking by itself. Bobby's saying no blocks, take 3, you gain 3. Now Baraglyph's ability will trigger milling a Daze, a Murktide, and a polluted Delta. Uh-oh.
Okay.
But that's like to start the game, and everybody has a companion.
Yeah.
And,
That's funny.
so it'll be like
The language.
It'll be like Luke and R2D2 or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like companion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, brainstorm now for David. It'll be interesting to, even for me, to go back and watch this game again and kind of dissect Bobby's decisions. The CPT in the chat was pointing out that Bobby should have been wasting, and a lot of the problems that Bobby has at the moment are because we weren't wasting. I mean, this game isn't over. Bobby didn't lose this game. Swords to Plowshares off the top, and we're in good shape. But Swords on the Knight.
Oh, I don't know why I sacrificed it.
I gain.
All right, the Knight's going to be defeated here. X-Grave, thank you for the resub. 26 months. Appreciate that.
Like you're fixing the issue with variance in like Magic. Like that's a great.
Yeah, the Wastelands are, if they had been fired off earlier in this game, the situation might be a lot different. That's true. Murktide is in.
I don't have the guts to start another trading card.
Now with Murktide, I think Bobby's in serious trouble. Yeah, Bobby's going to scoop it up. We're going to move on to game 3.
Like just like a 2-player starter deck.
Oh, just to like way too powerful for what they're doing. So I'm playing a Proch pre-con deck, and even then, like they're casual players, and it's like I'm not,
These are like adult film people.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was playing on cam and everything.
Oh shit.
All right, getting ready for game 3. Bobby will be on the play. We're going to hope for a ramp. We're going to hope for a knight. We're going to hope for all of it. We'll see what Bobby can do here in game 3. Once upon a time, great way to start a game.
But it's I'm undefeated actually. I'm gonna start touting that. Like, hey, you think you got it?
Once upon a time can often make a mediocre hand into a great one, or turn a bad hand into a mediocre one.
Like in XBiz, there was like literally an orgy in the.
There's a conversation happening off camera. We're gonna keep the volume low. Sirius says, remember when they printed the day night mechanic? Yeah, so we're going to Lorwyn, right? In 2026. I think that's announced. And they're going to maybe, are they going to get rid of like the morning and evening versions of Lorwyn and then just have the day night mechanic instead?
To be a lot of overlap with.
Here's Mother of Runes. Getting found by Mother. Oh, okay. It's just found by the once upon a time. It didn't get played. I thought you were saying he played it. All right. Windswept Heath gets correct.
And finding how many people.
They're going to add afternoon. Yeah.
Not necessarily Magic, but like video games, board games. It's just like typical nerd shit.
It was a Lorwyn. Yeah, what were even those sets called? I don't even know. Here's Noble Hierarch. It was like Lorwyn, Morningtide, Eventide, Thoughtseize. Do we have to go back to Lorwyn though? Just give us Universes Beyond instead. Thoughtseize, Reveals Mother of Runes, Endurance, Plateau, Wasteland, and Pyroblast. Pyroblast will be selected.
Oh. Done? Yep. I'll draw.
Let's just not go back to Alara.
Yeah, but you guys. Who won?
See, I was like, you're gonna crush me.
Alright, Shallow's on 0.
Shallow's on 0 and 1.
I'll play with
Okay, here's Mother of Runes. It gets played now. Attack with the Noble Hierarch. Wasteland, Endurance. So now, you know, this Wasteland conversation comes up again. Yeah, CPT saying Bobby hates Wasteland. This Wasteland conversation comes up again. I think the better play here is definitely cast Mother of Runes off Noble Hierarch and waste that Underground Sea. I think that is definitely the better play. Based on what I see right now. Bobby is newer to the Maverick deck than I am, so I'm not going to try and act like, you know, Bobby should know all of this already. But Bobby is learning this deck, pretty new to it. Bobby knows the game, though. Like, Bobby is a skilled Magic player. Undercity Sewer surveils an island into the graveyard. And just trying to maybe find their way with Maverick and making some missteps with which maybe people make when they're first playing a deck. The aggressive Wasteland on turn 2, I fully agree with the chat. That should have been fired off.
It's like show and tell.
Yeah.
Crazy Carl worried about graveyard order. All right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right, Wasteland gets played now. Gotta fire it off this time, right?
I'll main face Endurance.
Okay, going for Endurance. Kind of seeing if David wants to daze an Endurance. Removes the graveyard. I think now... Wow, Bobby does not waste.
2 cards.
But like, because we Dutch combo deck, it's like, alright, it's almost the same thing.
16.
And if the game goes long enough that it's not, I already am losing anyways. Right. But usually...
Alright, Pluto Delta gets cracked. I wonder why Bobby's not wasting. Is Bobby thinking...
For artifacts or some shit like that.
If it were...
Barrowwave? Oh no, Toxic Deluge, even worse? Oh, man.
One day they will print that.
Well, I mean, it's the improvised, like, you could actually tap out of your lands.
Yeah, that's rough. All right, Toxic Deluge wipes the board. Dryad Arbor comes in. Wastes the Scrubland. At least cuts off white now. Maybe Bobby was hoping to cut off a color. And maybe was thinking blue-black felt redundant.
Non-artifacts that improvise. That is like a really cool card.
Got punished.
It's 3 mana.
Oh, no, I think...
Safe to say that. Here's Ponder. Sometimes it's a little hard, though, to see what's in hand. Like, going for Endurance, and then the following turn going for, I don't know, Grist. Let's say. I know Bobby's not playing black. Or if Bobby had Minsk and Boo and slam that on the following turn, there's like some argument for holding back the Wasteland for mana reasons. If we have definite powerful plays on the following turn. Here's Tamio.
Somewhere we got here earlier.
The Radiant Vehicle. No, I'm telling you, that Lotus thing is going to be fucking busted.
I think against a Dazed Wasteland deck, you side out Minsk and Boo, though. Right, Swords on a Dryad Arbor, just Stone Raining now.
And like that you can, that you can untap it and then like do it again once you've like reflooded the board with a bunch of shit.
I gain 1.
Yes.
That card is going to be 6 mana, tap, sack a number of artifacts.
Make 3 mana for each turn.
Target player makes each 3 mana, which like
I'll draw.
All right, passing it back to Bobby.
Go.
So you can consign it.
One card.
One card left in Bobby's hand. David taps out Kaido. Kaido's in.
Alright, yeah, trigger, you're right. You can stifle it. Here's the problem with Legacy, right? All the power creep and the cards start getting
I'll still
more
zero.
powerful. You want to print powerful creatures. The problem is that it's
Okay, just gonna 0 Servel to. Bobby did not lose life, so we're not gonna get to draw a card. Just gonna leave them both on top. That's a good sign for David.
powerful cards, but you still have the protection spells. So it's like, but you have to have the protection spells because then it just gets like stupid, where like turn 1 wins. You know what I mean? So it's like you're trying not to have.
Okay, 4 loyalty on Kaido. It will attack for 4. Now Servel, and then draw a card. Servel 2 and then draw a card. Thoughtseize dumped into the trash. Draw a card.
Yep.
Now Murktide. Looks like David is closing this out with Kaido and Murktide now on the table. 7-7 Murktide. It's going to be a fast clock. Endurance. Oh, man. All right.
Color's the same.
Yeah. I'll draw.
Shadow Maze and
Well, it's like the same reason why.
Endurance can't even attack Kaido right now. Kaido might open itself up to an attack next turn, though, but 7-7 Murktide. You could also see a stun here.
Take up.
Sure.
I mean, Oops is actually looking.
Nope, just going to make a ninja emblem. Attacking with Kaido. Attacking with Murktide. Taking it all. Baroglyph.
When you lost, you just concede. But you don't go for the 5% chance to win. You can just kill leagues. Like every morning, I can play a whole league before going to work. Like without.
Yeah, this is just a main deck, mainly new deck, Growing Pains, I think. There's also the fact that David did draw, it seemed like, as many lands as he would need. All right, all right. Well, that is the match. GG's. I'll finish that thought there. GG's. David gets it. Well played. Well played. Okay. Our Discord is up on your screen. Join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. That is where you will know when and why we will be streaming. And keep an eye on that. Stick around for a raid, everybody. We will pick things back up again soon. Again, keep an eye on the Discord for scheduling. Peace out. Stick around for a raid.